You were a wonderful experience.
You were everything.
We don't read and write poetry because it's cute. We read and write poetry because we are members of the human race, and the human race is filled with passion. Medicine, law, business, engineering, these are noble pursuits and necessary to sustain life. Poetry, beauty, romance, love, these are what we stay alive for. To quote from Whitman, "O me, O life of the questions of these recurring, of the endless trains of the faithless, of cities filled with the foolish, what good amid these, O me, O life? Answer, that you are here, that life exists and identity, that the powerful play goes on and you may contribute a verse. What will your verse be?
I'm gonna make some quesadillas and some pineapple salsa. And I'm going to talk about some stuff while I'm doing that. So we got like this queso Oaxaca cheese. It's very good. It's very shreddable. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shred this cheese up. And while I do that, I'm gonna talk about ecosystems. More specifically, this idea of the interconnectedness of nature, the interdependency of different species in nature and on Earth. There's the food web, there's the natural energy economy, there's the water cycle, there's the life and death cycle, and each animal and each plant that plays a role in that cycle has something to give and something to take. It's like a huge network of exchange ratios. Every species, plant, animal, fungi, bacteria, depends on every other species. People talk about symbiosis and the way that animals depend on each other for they have like these mutually beneficial relationships, like the crocodiles that have the birds that clean their teeth, or like those plants that grow on trees, the air plants. Symbiosis is an amazing phenomenon, but to really understand symbiosis, I think, is to understand that we're all in symbiosis collectively with each other. Like, there's not a single one of us that isn't depending on each and every one of the rest of us. Your body is an ecosystem, and so you have all of these different kinds of cells, which are themselves little organisms that perform specific tasks. And each of those tasks are different. They can be very different, but each of them contributes to the health of the whole. Each of us is contribute something unique. It's like we each scratch a different itch. We each perform a different role that needs to be undertaken in order for this thing that we call the earth, that we call the biosphere, to survive and to thrive. Every animal, every organism keeps the whole thing in balance. It's like, that's why extinctions happen, is because like when one species, one really important species, is no longer there to perform the vital task that it needs to perform, it throws the whole system out of whack because it's needed, and that the thing that is performing that task is needed. And so I think that's why it's important to remember the value that each one of us contributes, because everyone's different. Everyone has different skills. Everyone has different interests and different strengths and weaknesses. And each one of those is unique, but each one of them contributes something unique, something that only that one individual can contribute to the health of the collective thing that we're all a part of, which is, your family, your community, and ultimately the planet, the whole planet itself. Each person provides their own little gem to the collective beaded necklace of life. But it's like a big puzzle, and it all fits together perfectly. Like all of these little relationships, all of these little mechanisms and little quirks that tie the whole thing together, the way that we benefit from each other, the way that we fit together. It's like a puzzle, but it's like a perfect puzzle, because everything that happens, even though we might not understand it, even though we might see it as violent or as chaotic, like the mosquitoes, everything that happens is providing life to the collective. Like, again, your body is an ecosystem in and of itself. And, I'm sure that if you just looked inside of your stomach at any given point, it would be kind of horrifying. But you need that. It's all important. It's just as important as the heart, as the brain. It's all needed. And I think one of the skills that is important in life is to be able to kind of zoom out and to be able to see that whatever situation is happening is not the totality. It's just one little moment, one little piece of the totality. And it's working for the sum total. It's contributing to it. Because when we're so zoomed in, you don't see the bigger picture. You just see the tiny little thing that you're looking at. And I feel like as humans, we get like stuck in our lenses and in our perspectives. But like the lenses of are of varying sizes, and the larger lens contains the smaller lenses. And so to go from that small lens of just seeing this one thing to being able to like expand the horizon of your awareness to encompass a wider scope of possibility and of phenomena and of relationships allows you to understand why the things that happen. It's like the most all-encompassing perspective is the one that holds space for all perspectives. It sounds so obvious, but it's not that obvious. And to expand your perspective, it takes a lot of patience. It takes a willingness to consider the possibility that there is more to the world than what you might see. And as soon as you open up to that possibility, you're like literally opening your eyes for the first time. I will make the pineapple salsa because I don't have a lighter to make the quesadillas. It's relationships. It's the realization that we need each other because we go together. You can't survive without a tribe. You can't survive without food. You can't survive without medicine. You can't survive without the sun, the water. And that's nature. We are built for this world. We are built to exist in this world. That's why the food feeds us, why the water hydrates us. Because we're from here. I think remembering that, it can bring a lot of love to the difficult times, the times when you feel like you don't belong. To remember that you do. You do on such a deep level. You do in such a way that it's like you don't just belong. You are required. Your presence is needed here. It wouldn't work if you weren't here. It wouldn't work if I wasn't here. It wouldn't work if your enemies weren't here. We all provide something. All of us. You're needed. You are valued. More than life itself. Because what is life if not without us? Or what is life without us? It's not. I think in the same way that You could say it's a tree's purpose to produce oxygen to nourish the fauna of this planet. In the same way that it's a grizzly bear's job to maintain the salmon population. In the same way that, I don't know, it's a whale's job to keep the krill under control. And it's the krill's job to keep the whale alive. I think that our job, our purpose, is to have conversations like these and interpret, to put things together. To put the pieces together. The pieces of the puzzle. Because no other animal really can. We are dexterous. We are clever. And so we can, as members of this greater thing, communicate with each other and ponder what it is. I think that is like an amazing privilege. Like, that's incredible. For me to be able to stand here on this earth, eating the fruits of this earth, and pontificating the meaning of it all. To be able to contemplate the significance of the interdependence. But yeah, ecosystems. Just remember that we really need each other to treat each other with compassion, to honor each other. We're all human. And we all need each other. Imagine a world where we truly valued each other and truly valued the unique contributions that all individuals make. If we saw each other as brothers and sisters, capable of seeing beyond our differences and the trivial matters that create divisions between us. I feel like if everyone on earth could just see that way for just a moment, just like 5 minutes or 1 minute, everything would change in an instant. exploitation would end, corruption would end, all types of manipulation would cease in that moment, because there is no longer a subject or an object. There's just all of us. One being. I think that what's led us to this point in history of this age of corruption and manipulation and falsehood, delusion, is just the fear that we won't be okay. The fear that something will go horribly wrong if we let it. It's like a hostile view of life and of the universe. That life is cruel and out to get you, or indifferent to you. And so, why not just seek to gain as much as you can at the expense of others, because it's a dog-eat-dog world, and if you don't exploit others, you're going to be exploited. But those people who say that don't spend any time in nature. They say this is just the way the world is, and yet they've never left the city where they grew up. They see the world as the concrete jungle. And that is a dog-eat-dog world, but because it's built on a presupposition that nature is inherently exploitative and competitive. But it's a short-sighted perspective. It completely misses the forest for the trees. Nature is collaborative. Nature supports itself. Nature is symbiotic. So there is no reason to be afraid. I think fear is just a stepping stone on the way to revelation. Because you must, to achieve the revelation of oneness and of connectedness, you must first exist within the delusion of separation. Kind of a Buddhist take, I guess. But I think it's true. Because how can we realize, how can we awaken without being asleep? We're waking up to the truth. The oldest truth. The ancient truth. The truth that we are one. So just keep going. Keep finding those little moments of beauty, of life. Those moments where you feel the love, where you tap into it and lean into it and love it back. And those moments expand your frame of reference, and they expand your capacity for gratitude, for appreciation, for love. And the more you do that, the more chances and opportunities you will have to do that. Until your perspective is so wide that you can see the love in everything, in every moment. I think that's the journey that we're all walking, is the awakening to the fact that love is everything, and realizing that love infuses and permeates every moment, every deed, every situation, everything. So just keep going, because you're already on the journey. We all are. If you don't know where to start, just eat some fruit and taste it and smell it and cut it up yourself. Just experience